It might also be worth noting that what I'm teaching you now might be quite irrelevant at some point, because it might be easy just to sell pre-made templates already, which is something I was already going to do myself. Basically, just create a certain design, or use one of the existing ones, which you will see shortly, and just resell the same thing over and over again, which would be very easy, because you would not need to do any work. All you would ever need to do is just basically send the customer, once they've purchased and paid, send them a text file which would contain the code they need. If you ever needed help doing that, first of all, initially, then just let me know and I'll gladly do it for free. Anything to help. That way you can just keep reselling the same thing over and over again, so it's 100% profit and no work involved whatsoever. So that's always an option if you find that this, what I'm going to show you, might be a bit out of your league. It really shouldn't be though, because it is very simple once you've done it once or twice. Anyway, off we go. Hi there, this is a little tutorial, or demonstration at least, of what the job will entail mainly. What I'm going to show you will probably look a little bit confusing at first, and you're probably thinking, oh, I can't do this. But if you watch it through, you'll realise it's actually extremely simple. If you want results, I suppose you've got to, put a little bit of effort in it, at least. So let's start. Right, okay, let's just say somebody's purchased the most common package, which is the custom eBay store and logo and listing template design service. Right, on the listing, if we go to the actual listing, we will see, when it loads, we'll see that on the listing itself, and we scroll down, the customers are told to, once purchased, please send me the answers to the following questions: the name of the business, what you sell, what your company does, and do you have any particular colour preferences, etc. So when they've sent that, they'll send a message something along the lines of this. This is a shop I've done today, but I'm going to redo it now just to show you exactly what I did and how simple it is. Good morning, I just bought the purchase, bought this service, blah, 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 blah. This is a jewellery business I own. I have a few things to add onto the permanent pictures. Doesn't matter, let's get to the information. Right, the name, Fine Jewellery and Watches. Okay, so first of all, we'd need to create a logo. So what we're doing, this is very, very simple. We'd go to Photoshop, which I would show you how to use and install. Once that's open, it looks something similar to this. Go to File, New, all basic, Windows operations so far. Let's create just, it doesn't really matter at this point, but we want the logo to be of a decent size. So let's just go with a standard 1080p resolution, which is 1920 by 1080. Click OK. I suppose the beauty of these videos is you can always go back and double check these facts. So yeah, the business was called Fine Jewellery and Watches. So with it being a jewellery business, we want the fonts to be looking quite elegant, I imagine. So let's just... It's already on the selected font that I wanted. There we go. So something like that font looks similar. So just put jewellery and watches, and for the word fine, just to make it look a bit more, catchy, we'll use a different font, something a bit more handwritten looking, something maybe like that. Oops, it's in capitals. So if that ever happens, just click this here to turn off the capitals. Yeah, move it around, with the arrows. That's how I forgot to tell you that. If you want to move things around, just select it, the word, this little area, jewellery. If I click that, I can move that. If I click that, it moves that. All basic. So yeah, let's move that to around about there. It's a bit too small, so let's change the size. And to do that, to image. Actually, no, an easy way of doing it. To change the size of something, press Ctrl and T for transform, and then we can resize. Resize it to any size you want. If you want it to keep the proportions exact, just hold Shift. So it does something like that. That looks good. Maybe rotate it a little bit. So I'm not doing anything. The arrows just appear. They just appear on their own. Move it about there. Down a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Let's change the colour. So To change the colour, let's highlight just as you would in any word processor basically, and then we go to the colour options at the top here. We'll have a purpley colour or a purpley red. I'll do something like that, looks nice, and that's it. Now let's just resize it, and to do that we go to this tool here, the crop tool. That means we can resize the paper, or the paper, listen to me, the canvas size. Just resize it to anything like this. Leave a nice little border around the edges, and just press enter to finalise that. And what we'd do then, we would save that as a general image. So the shop design itself, we'll come back to the logo in a minute. For the shop design itself, I already have hundreds and hundreds of shop designs that have already been done. And to access these, because basically all we will need to do is just open one up and just change some details on. So let's go to File, Browse in Bridge. This Bridge program will install when you install Photoshop. All these here, all on my server or my hard drive. I will upload them all so you can download the entire lot onto your computer, and then just browse that folder for all these shops I've done. These are all the shops I've done. There is literally hundreds. Is that many? It's taking a while to load. There are literally hundreds, so just search through them because they're already pre-made. Just search through one where you think, you know, that might look good for a jewellery theme. So let's have a look. This one, say. Let it load up. There we go. So first of all, we'll save that as a new shop. So let's find. Bear in mind, find jewellery and watches. There's their folder. Bear in mind, I've already done this, but I'll just create a dummy version. Let's call that store dummy for now. You can call it whatever you want. And we need to change the logo. So there's the logo. Let's find the logo. Yep. If you go here, if you find the logo, to select a certain image to find out which one it is, let's say for example this car, just hold down Control and click on it and the correct layer will highlight. So yeah, we want to find the logo, so let's just hold Control and click. We want to remove that. We want to bring in the new logo we've created, so we'll go to File and Place, and then we'll search for the logo, which is here. We can resize. I mean, move with the arrow to move it about. To resize it, hold Shift. Oh no, sorry. To resize it, go to the corner until you see the resize tool. Then hold Shift to keep the proportions. And resize it to a decent size so it looks about right. And then just place that round about in the middle, which is about there. And press Enter to confirm. Then we don't want this. We'll want some images of watches. So let's Control and left click on the car image to bring it up. There it is. We don't want it, so let's click the eye icon to remove. The same as the one underneath. We don't want that. This one, that's that. See, that's the one we want to place our images over. So let's go to File and Place and look for some images. These are what I've previously downloaded from Google. The customer did say they sell things like jewellery, Rolex, Omega, Hubler, Breitling, AP, all these brands, diamond rings, earrings. So, oops. So I've downloaded some. So yeah, there's the first one I just downloaded. Look, just bringing that in. It's way too big, so again, to resize, Shift and left, hold down and resize. We can move it with the arrow. Shift to resize. Move it with the arrow. Let's say that's there. Move it a little bit. Yeah. Press Enter to confirm that. Let's change this purple. That looks wrong. Let's change that to black. So let's Control and click to find it. There it is. And then if we double click, look down here. If we double click, it'll bring up the colours. So let's just select a black. That looks nice. Press OK. Use any colour. Just be creative. Well, there we go. Yeah, the ring. Let's hold Shift and left click to resize. Oh, it's going over the side there. Enter to confirm. Another one. What's these 2 earring studs? Control, shift and drag. Move it to resize, shift and drag. Move it. Press enter to confirm. Simple. We won't want this because these pictures here from the previous shop, which was for a car shop. So we control and click to find the image. There it is. Click the eye to make it disappear. Or indeed delete the layer. Just select and delete. Basic. And let's, yeah. If you ever want to change any of, I mean, this is just a mock design I'm doing for you for now, just to show you. But if you want to change any of this, simply choose the text tool down here. Again, just like any word processor, and you can highlight. You can move your mouse over these. Sometimes the customers want different wording. So, for example, they might want. I'm trying to think. I don't. PayPal accepted. You know, things like that. Things that will be eBay related. You just change that to whatever you want. If you want to change any of these, just simply Google for the images and just replace them. Just, you know, search for little icons like a truck icon or a flag icon, speech bubble icon. Just be creative, basically. So yeah, once that is done, I'll close this now and actually load up the one I actually did. Open. Where is it? Store. This is the actual one I did. Took some more time, but you'll see it's very similar to the one we did, except I put the logo to the left up here. I changed the colours on these, changed some icons down here. But yeah, let's say we want to go with this, and this is the part where you will probably think, oh, I can't do this, but it is very extremely simple if you just watch. Once you've done it once, it is easy. Like I said before, you've got to put that little bit of effort in if you want to reap the rewards. So right, the eBay shop, how eBay works itself is it's split into 2 primary areas. There's the shop header, which I'm sure you will have seen, the shop header settings page, which I'm sure you will have seen in the manage my shop part of eBay. I'll show you now. Let's have a look. Go to eBay, we'll go to manage my shop in eBay. There it is. Manage my shop and display settings. This is where we will get access to the shop header. Here we are, store header display. Let's have a look. And this is the code, and in there is the code for, oh, the shop's down. eBay's decided to brilliant. Alright, let's find a different way to get to my store. Hang on. There we go, loads it up that way. Yeah, the code you just saw were for this section. None of this, just this upper header section. So that's the bit we will need to do first. So if you remember the crop tool from before, go there, make sure that's highlighted. Scroll down, we want to just select the header, so let's just bring this up. There, it automatically clicks into place. You don't have to be precise because, again, watch, just clicks. Once it's done, press enter. Let it do its work. My computer's old and slow. Then what we need to do is we need to create the elements for the things like the buttons, like the store, home, about us, payment, delivery and returns. So we go to the crop tool, hold down left, and then you will see a slice tool. This is the pen tool, as some people call it. Just click that, and then we can define the sections by just drawing them out. Hold left and drag and let go to create the logo area. We've also got the main menu, so let's create that. I just use the magnifying glass to zoom in. Let's choose the slice tool again, and let's create these buttons. So, around about there. And again for the about button. And then for the payment button. These are also when people are browsing, you know, oops, that's a bit too much. When people are browsing their shop, they'll be able to click these buttons to take them to the relevant parts of the page. So I'll just keep drawing these. Very simple. Very simple. If you ever make a mistake, you know how to just go to, let's say I did it there by accident. Oh, that's a mistake. Go to Edit, Undo. So yeah, I want to draw another one there. And a final one there. And it leaves the search box area there as well. Let's draw another round the banner. And that should do it. That should do it. So that's the header done. See? It's not that much work. File. Now we need to convert this to HTML code. It does all the work for you. This will be the code which we will install in the shop. So we go to File, Save for Web. Click that. And it brings it up here, look. You see all the areas, the buttons. We want to select, drag and hold to select the entire lot. We want to make sure that the preset type is set to PNG24. Again, you only have to do this once. Once it's set up, it will be done. And that's it. Just press save. We need to find their folder. So there it is. Fine jewelry and watches. I want to select. We'll call it. We'll call this header. Make sure HTML and images is selected, and just press save. Then we would open Dreamweaver, which I would send to you so you can install. We'll go to File and Open. Ignore all this, it's something else. Don't let that scare you. Open, find jewelry and watches. Header, look, it's created a HTML file. Let that open up. And here's the code, look, it's created all the code. Right, we'll have a little break for there, and let me know how you get on.